Hello everyone, welcome back to my video on the new launch analysis. Today we are looking at Thomson Reserve. I think you must have heard about this project on the ground. It is actually very hot. I think on the ground a lot of people they have been talking about it, especially people who really want to buy a piece of property in Thomson. I think Thomson hasn't been seeing new launches in many years already. So today in this video, I'm going to talk about some of the benefit of Thomson, whether is Thomson Reserve something that you should be taken note, like what is the walk-away price and so on. So some disclaimer here, so I shall not read already because every video is the same thing. So today's topic we'll be talking about, we'll be going through some project information and also we'll be looking at, I think Thomson Reserve we'll be looking in details on what is considered as a good landscaping, because I want to understand whether does having a good landscaping actually help you to sell for a higher profit in the future. So this is something that we are going to look at it. And also the second problem is Thomson Reserve is already so hot and developer they also know it, that there's a very strong interest on the ground. So the key question is, what is the walk-away price for Thomson Reserve that you should be taken note, and whether are there any good projects out there as an alternative if you choose to walk away. But if let's say you really want to buy the Thomson area and you really want to buy it for your own stay, I think that is okay as well. But in this video, this is something that we are going to talk about it. What is the walk-away price that you should be mindful? I'm not saying that every unit you should actually go into and buy, because I think to have an easier exit in the future, the entry price is something that we should be take note of. And the last problem is we'll be looking at what is the recommended, if you choose to walk away, right, then what is the recommended alternative project that you can consider in today's market. So this is my QR code. So if let's say at this point of time, if you have any question, feel free to scan and WhatsApp me. So Thomson Reserve, right, just in case you don't know where is it, Thomson Reserve is actually located right next to, if you have been to Thomson area, you will know Thomson Plaza. Alright, so Thomson Plaza has been around for many years. I think I still remember when I was young, I also go there to the arcade there and all that. So Thomson Plaza has been around for many years. People who live in Thomson will know. So Thomson Reserve is just opposite Thomson Plaza, and it was a en bloc project. It used to be Thomson View. So if people who live in that area, they will know about Thomson View one. So the location is actually very good and is very near to Upper Thomson MRT station. And some project information. So this is the en bloc and the developer is UOL and CapitaLand. They actually got it for the en bloc price is $1,178 per square foot. The total unit size I'm seeing is about 1,268 units. Quite a big condo, quite a lot of units. I estimated the launch price to be at least 2,006 to 3,000, I feel. Or maybe it can go up to 3,001. But I feel that the average per square foot that the developer is to launch, I think it might hit 2,008. So this is just based on my estimation. We don't have the official price yet, but I think it will not be too far away from this. It might be around $2,800 per square foot on average. When we look at the first problem one now, because we want to look at does having a good landscaping equals to good profit in the future. So what is this problem? In this problem, we want to understand, right, is that I think you have know that, in many condos nowadays, you have seen condos with very good landscaping. But we want to understand is that does having a good landscaping actually do help us to actually sell for a higher profit in the future, which it means that it will get a higher demand in the future in the resale market. So this is the key thing that we want to understand. How has other projects with good landscaping, how are they performing in the resale market? Then after that, we look at Thomson Reserve. So of course, we want to look at good landscaping is none other than in Bishan. We cannot miss Jetscape lah. So Jetscape, they are the new project TOP, already TOP in 2023, 1,206 units. Total number of units is very close to Thomson Reserve. So immediately that you can actually see is that when you go in from the guardhouse right here, immediately you will see that actually what is a good landscaping. A good landscaping is that you can actually see that from the start point to the end point of the whole condo, if you really walk, maybe it will take you about 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. So immediately you will feel that the whole condo is big. But having good landscaping does not equals to as long as I got a big land size means I got good landscaping. Not really. So what are the key factors? Is that it is important that in the resale market, next time buyers will go and see. So buyers mostly, when they buy a home, it's all about having good feeling, having feelings that they really envision themselves, that they really want to stay in that condo, in that area. So if you look at Jetscape, right, is that you will notice that the first factor is that you will notice that the block to block distance is very long, which means that in any units that you go to in Jetscape today, you will feel that, wow, the next block actually is very far. And a lot of buyers, they will feel that, wow, then I don't really have a privacy issue because the next block is very far and the whole unit, the whole wind flow, it will be very windy and then the unit will be very bright. So these are the key factors that most resale buyers, especially they are buying for own stay, this is something that they are always looking at. So immediately you will notice this in Jetscape already. And also because of the big land size, they also have 2 tennis courts. And you will feel that all the facilities, right, they are all scattered around in the whole condo. So although this is 1,200 units, but by having a good landscaping, right, you can feel that you are not living in a condo that is having 1,200 units. You will feel that although the condo is 1,200 units, but you are living in a condo that feels like maybe 400 to 500 units kind of condo. So this actually give the buyer the kind of feeling that, wow, the whole condo is very spacious, I want to live there. And this in terms, you can see that the profit for Jetscape, their 2-bedroom is 377,000, very good profit. 3-bedroom is 700,000, right? So what we can see is that having good landscaping, it do translate to very good profit in the future. And also it will help to bring in a higher demand in the future as well. So next thing, right, if you look at another project called Principal Garden in Redhill, you will notice that the block itself, you will have very good unblocked view as well. So again, very spacious. You have very good spacious kind of unblocked view. And also if you look at the landscaping, right, it is also all scattered around. So you can actually see that the landscaping, you will notice that a lot of developer or a lot of condos with good landscaping, I would say that the ratio is usually 70% to 80% reserved for landscape. Then the unit itself, the block itself for building is about 20 to 30%. So majority of the whole condo is reserved for landscaping. So you can see for Principal Garden, there are 2-bedroom, 400 over K of profit, 3-bedroom, 800 over K of profit, also translate to very good profit. Next, Sterling Residences in Queenstown, TOP in 2022, 1259 units. So you can see immediately also follow the same attribute one. Most of the unit, they have a very good unblocked view and a lot of privacy, and it's very windy, very bright. And the whole landscaping, I can see that it's also about 70% reserved for landscaping. And you can see that there are 2-bedroom, 300 over K, 3-bedroom, 700 over K, which also translate to very good profit. So in this past data, what we can actually see that actually as long as the condo, as long as the block is there, it's not too compact, and as long as buyers go in, they immediately feel that the whole condo is big, very spacious, the unit itself mostly is unblocked and it's very windy and it's actually very bright. This actually do translate to very good profit. Of course, this is not everything because we haven't looked at for every condo, there is always different layout. So layout is also one very important aspect that we should be taking a look at it other than looking at landscaping. But what we can see that so far projects with very good landscaping, they do perform very well in the resale market. Then how about Thomson Reserve? You can actually see the Thomson Reserve. This is Thomson Plaza opposite here. Thomson Plaza, I put TP. So you can actually see that for Thomson Reserve, right, it also have a very nice unblocked view. Of course, behind they are facing Thomson Impression. So you can see that the landscaping itself, it is also very good. I would say also about 80% reserved for landscaping. And UOL, they are always well known for having good landscaping projects. So if you are considering Thomson Reserve, no need to worry. UOL, they usually do a very good job in that. So the second problem that we are going into is what is the walkaway price for Thomson Reserve? If you are watching this video, I think you must have known that on the ground, they really have a lot of interest waiting for Thomson Reserve, right? But I think the key thing is we also don't want to buy blindly on the launch day. Any unit, because of emotion purchase, we also go in regardless of the price. I think this is something that we need to be mindful that next time, if let's say, if you really want to sell for good profit, the entry price is still very important. But of course, if let's say you are very sure that you want to buy Thomson Reserve for your own stay because you really like the area and all that, you can go ahead and buy. I'm not saying they cannot buy, but of course, if let's say you don't have very strong reasons to stay in Thomson area or to buy Thomson Reserve, but mainly you can also consider other areas. But of course, Thomson Reserve is one of the good areas that you can actually consider. Then maybe this topic will be applicable for you. So I think when we look at walkaway price, we want to look at two main factors to determine whether a project whether can go in or cannot. So one of the two factors is we want to use past data to actually analyze, right? So basically we want to understand what is the walkaway price for Thomson Reserve. We want to use past data projects in the market. We want to understand that for some buyers, if they enter at an entry price that is considered on the higher side, today where are they standing? Are they able to sell for a higher profit or are they selling at a lower profit? I think this is the main question that that we want to answer, especially for Thomson Reserve. So I actually pull out two projects in the Bishan area, Sky Habitat and Skyview, right? So Sky Habitat and Skyview, you can actually see that they are side by side of each other. One TOP in 2017, one TOP in 2015. So Sky Habitat, the TOP first, then followed by Skyview. Same location, age very close as well. Let's say Skyview that launched later, right? You can actually see that if I were to look at their two-bedder average profit is about 600. I can see that 680k is the highest. But averagely, I do see some sellers actually got it for, they actually earn about 500 plus k of profit. Compared to Sky Habitat, similarly, their two-bedder highest profit is about 503. A lot of people are making about 388k kind of profit. So you can see that immediately both condo in the same location, side by side, but their profit is different by 180,000. Why is it so? Very strange, right? You'll find that two condos side by side by each other, age about very close to each other, but how can the profit be so different by 180,000? There must have some reasons to it. We deep dive into the project itself to actually find out what could be the problem, why resale buyers in today's market, they are not willing to pay a higher price for Sky Habitat. So immediately you can see, I pull out the layout wise, you can see that Skyview, right, 797 square feet. When I come in from this main door, I can actually put a 4-seater dining. I have a proper living room with a balcony. As I walk in, I have an enclosed kitchen with a window, which is very good. Then I have one of the common bedroom. They say they can only put single bed, but I think based on the floor plan, I think maybe can squeeze in a queen size bed, but it will be tight. And also the master bedroom. And the master bedroom is very big because the wardrobe is, you have a walk-in wardrobe as well. And the balcony is outside. So this layout is very, very squarish. And a lot of buyers, they will agree with me that this layout is a very good layout. But compared to Sky Habitat, as I walk in from the main door, immediately I notice that it's an open concept kitchen. And the balcony, very strange. The balcony is odd shaped one, which means that you want to put a table like that, also very weird. You put a table here, then your chair, you need to adjust a bit because of the balcony shape. So this is number one factor that the layout is very odd already. Second, this is a 2-bed 2-bath, but they'll give you a master bath plus a powder room. Also very weird. So they give you a powder room which you cannot even shower inside. So I would say that a lot of buyers, when they come and see Sky Habitat, they'll find that, okay, I have a powder room but I cannot shower there. I think the layout is very odd. So that's why you can see that immediately in the resale, this actually translates immediately to the resale market, how buyer actually perceive in terms of the layout. So a lot of buyers, I think they will agree with me that Skyview is a better layout. So that is the reason why in the resale market, that also translates to 180,000 more of profit back to the buyers. So this is number one key factor that we need to understand for Thomson Reserve. But of course, as of this point, I don't really have the floor plan for Thomson Reserve yet. So when the floor plan is out, that is something that we need to take note. Second factor, right, if you want to understand what is the walk away price, to understand that, you want to understand actually using past project, we look at how much did the buyer actually buy. Some of the buyer who actually bought in at a higher price, today where are they standing in the resale market? Are they making good profit or are they able to exit? I think this is the key question that you want to understand. So if you see Woodley Residences, this buyer bought in 2021 at about 2,468 per square foot. All this buyer. And today in the resale market, you can see that in the resale market, they are selling about 2,555 per square foot. Some even go lower. Some even go about 2,380 per square foot, 2,248 per square foot. So you can see immediately from this example is that buyer who buy at 2004 back then from the developer, today they are not making profit. If they choose to sell today, they are making a loss. So of course, some of the sellers, they can choose to hold until the price actually go up. But actually, if you can actually see that if let's say back then at 2021, if instead of $2,468 per square foot at 1.6 million quantum, if they choose to walk away from Woodley Residences, what other project can they consider? So if you see example Leiden Green 2021, developer launched at, their price is about $2,300 per square foot. It's all 2-3. Their quantum is about 1.547, 1.547, 1.55. So you can see that a 2-bedder in Leiden Green is located in the CCR region in the Farrer Road area, very near to Holland V. So for the same price tag, buy Woodley Residences or buy Leiden Green. I think a lot of buyers will agree with me that, hey, Leiden Green is a better area, it's more prime. So this is the alternative project that the buyer back then can actually consider. So if they walk away and they go and buy Leiden Green in 2021, they are buying the same price. For the same price, they can buy a better area in the Farrer Road area. And today you can see that immediately 2026, they are transacting at $2,600 per square foot, 2008, 2009. So immediately their profit today is $500 per square foot. So what is the key message that we want to understand is that if let's say Thomson Reserve, we must understand what is the walk away price, what is the cut off price. From there we will know that, hey, are there any alternative project in a better area, have a better entry price, yet we can also make similar profit or higher profit in the future. So this is the key message that I want to bring to a lot of buyers who are watching this video. And also, if I use another example, Woodleigh Residences, just now you have already seen in 2021 the developer is selling about 2468 per square foot, quantum 1.6 million, and in today's market they are not making any profit. But what if they walk away? They can also consider example Clavon in Clementi. So Clavon and Clementi sold in 2020 at about 1.455 million. So just now Woodleigh Residences is 1.6, but if they go to Clementi, they can buy a 3-bedder. They can upgrade to a 3-bedder at 1.455 million. And today you can actually see that in the resale market for a 3-bedder they are transacting at 2.1 million. So immediately 600 to 700,000 kind of profit. So I'm just saying that if let's say if you find that the walkaway price is too high, there are a few things that we can actually do. Is that we can either we can actually analyze, maybe jump to a CCR area, a better area, or we can also jump to a OCR, but we upgrade in terms of our bedroom. So you can actually see that in the earlier example, the buyers actually make very good profit if they choose to walk away and go to other regions. So this is the key thing that we want to understand. And if you see for Thomson Reserve, right, my estimated average is $2,008 per square foot. And you want to understand what is the walkaway price. So if let's say average is $2,008 and Thomson Reserve, if let's say you're looking at let's say a 3-bedder maybe it's about 2.6 million on average. If the developer launched at 2.6, it will be 2.4 million starting from. The walkaway price, I feel that anything that is touching like 3,000 onwards, this range, 3,000 to 3,001, that means the quantum is about 2.77 million to 2.87 million. I think this one we might have better alternative. And the sizes is not official from the developer. I just want to clarify on this. We don't have the sizes yet, but this one I actually took the data from Parktown Residences. It's also another project by UOL. So the problem tree is that if let's say 3,000 to 3,100 dollars per square foot is a walkaway price that we choose to walk away, then what are the recommended project that we can actually go to? Let's say for a 2-bedder, right? So if let's say for a 2-bedder, if you choose to walk away at $3,000 per square foot, which is about 1.77 million, for a 2-bedder, you can actually see that Penrith in the Queenstown area, their 2-bedder is also at 1.788 million. Same quantum, but in a better area. So this is one example. If let's say for a 3-bedder, let's say at $3,000 per square foot, is about 2.77, very close to 2.8 million. So for 2.8 million, you can see in today's project, one Marina Garden in Marina South area, their 3-bedder is going for 2.65 million in today's market. So it is also very cheap. If let's say for a 4-bedder, it's at 4 over million. Today, the alternative project is Vela Bay in the Bayshore area, can go for a 4-bedder at 3.45 million. You can have change of 600,000. So the key thing is that I think the key message is we don't want to, because of this project is very hot, because of emotions, we go in and we buy blindly. Any price we also buy, because we can actually see that we must have in mind, have a very clear mind that in every project there's a walkaway price and there's alternative to consider. So of course there are more projects other than all these projects that I have mentioned here. This is just one of the projects that you can consider, but there are many more. But the key thing is we want to understand is that when the price reaches too high, then we got to make a decision point whether can we look at other places, what other good projects we can also consider, so that your entry price is more protected, you have an easier exit next time if you really want to exit. So let's say example, if you really want to stay in Thomson area, but the walkaway price goes up to $3,000 per square foot and you feel that wow, it's a bit too high already, I don't want to pay, but you still want to stay in Thomson, then how? So one alternative is that you can consider to go to another project, maybe in OCR, like for example Vela Bay or maybe one Marina Garden. Then after 4 years, you can always profit, you can sell, earn a profit, you can come back and buy Thomson Reserve and ATOP. Then you can also buy into the area, but you delay about 4 years later. So this is another suggestion what you can actually do. So of course, at this point of time is that other than those analysis that I have mentioned, like having a good landscaping, it do translate to a good profit in the future, but there are also other factors that we haven't looked at it, like which stack should we go for, which floor plan is a good layout, and so on. If let's say when Thomson Reserve is launched and you would like to get in touch with me on this project, feel free to scan the QR code and we can actually be happy to arrange for a Zoom session with you. That's all, and I will see you in my next video.